All right, everyone. So this is my first episode of the season, although it's not it's not the start. As you can see, my plants have grown quite a bit. I potted them or cupped them around January, the third week of January, and they've kind of taken off. I've been dealing with other stuff, so I just really haven't been focusing on videos or YouTube that much. But let's go ahead and show you what I'm growing this season. So this is my, without knocking my other plants over, this is my purple jalapeno. That's completely new to this season. Never grew this before, and as you can see, it's grown really well. This is my Dasher 2. I grew this in my first season, and it's grown well. All of these I have topped and removed quite a bit of leaves since I potted them. This is my medium jalapeno. As you can see, it's topped as well. It's grown very nicely. This is my yellow fatale. This is new as well. Never grew this one before. In fact, all of these except for a few I've never grown before. So this is my yellow fatale. This is a Cherokee green. I just started this one. It was pretty late, although I have another plant in here that's Cherokee green. I forgot that I was going to grow some for my mother, so I ended up starting them. Some of these a little late, but this is my Cherokee green. This one's going to my mother. This is a Brandywine. As you can see, it's been topped. It's been topped several times actually. And let's see what else we've got here. I'm all moving cups around. This is another Brandywine. As you can see, it's been topped and trimmed and all kinds of stuff. This is some more Brandywine. This is my grape tomato. Here's a German Johnson. This is a Cherokee green. Trinidad, yellow Trinidad perfume. It's growing really well. Another grape tomato. Some of these tomatoes I just won't keep. I'm just growing a lot of them to see what grows better, and then the ones that's growing the best is going in the garden. This is a white ghost. As you can see, that's beautiful. This is a gold habanero. This is actually a F2. I grew this in my first season, and I used the seeds that I harvested, and that's what this one is. So I've grown that one before. It's another Cherokee green right here, as you can see. This is a MOA Scotch Bonnet. Again, this is an F2. I grew this in my first season, and kept the seeds for it. And I'm gonna grow it again because I love that plant. This is a, I forget what that stands for. Oh, hot paper lantern. This one I actually had a little bit of a tragedy with. I just wasn't paying attention to my plants, and I skipped a cup and it didn't get watering and the plant died. Along other stuff, like if you can see it, you might be able to see it on some other cups. Yeah, see, you should have seen that. That was a gnat. I'm having some gnat issues, so that's something that I'm actively working on. But I bought some soil from Walmart, and it was supposed to be good starter soil, all organic, and it was just absolutely plagued in gnats. It was horrible. I grow all my plants in 2s and 3s, so I've had 2 and 3 cups of each one of these, and I just ended up throwing away some because they just were not growing well. They were not draining well. It was just it was bad. I forget the name of the brand, but I remember if I looked at the bag, but I'll never buy it again. This is an Anaheim TMR. As you can see, that's growing well. German Johnson. Carolina Reaper. This is again from my first season, and I kept the seeds, and I'm gonna do it again. This is a Trinidad 7 pot, and this is growing very well. Yeah, I can see all these gnats flying around. If you don't, you can't. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Jamaican yellow. It's looking very well. So that's my plants that I'm growing this year, and I'll keep you updated probably every 2 to 3 weeks, and show you what's going on, and just go from there. Since I have you in my office, as you can see up there, I've got my wandering Jew plant, which I started outside, and when it died off from weather and stuff like that, I trimmed it back, and I kept some of the stems, and I just replanted, and so that's part of the mother plant. But yeah, it's growing well. It'll go back outside. I've got my little cactus plant over here, aloe vera. Shouldn't say cactus, but aloe vera. I've got my I forget the name of this plant, the one in the blue bucket, but it's huge. It's only really supposed to grow 6 feet, but this thing is just massive. It's just massive. I got this from my mother, and I showed this to her, and she said she's never seen one grow this big. I keep it watered and keep it fed, and gets a lot of lighting just due to my plant lights and stuff like that. But yeah, this thing is just growing massively. I forget the name of this plant, but it's actually a tree. It's just a little baby. And then I've got my spider plant off in the corner over there, which I know that I showed off last season. It was just a little baby, but it's massive. Its leaves go all the way down to the ground. Its little roots, its little spider stalks. But yeah. So anyway, this is what I'm growing this year, and I'll be growing it in my raised beds, and I'll pay more attention to what I'm doing this year. I made a critical error last year when I was growing, and I used the oh darn it, what is it called? I'm drawing a blank. But I was steeping some fertilizer out in a bucket outside, in a 30-gallon bucket, and compost tea is what I'm thinking of. So I was steeping some compost tea outside, and I just had it out there too long, and I had it covered, and it wasn't aerated. It was just, you know, a basic little, every time I go outside, you know, for whatever it would be, I would stir it and stuff like that. So it wasn't aerated or anything like that, but it sat for way too long. It's good. It's best used after about 3 days. If it's not used within 3 days, just toss it. And that's my personal opinion, because bacteria just grows way too fast in it. And I ended up killing my plants just because of what I was using was old, and it was just an amateur experience. And it was a costly one because it cost me all my plants that I started from seeds. So I won't make that mistake again. But anyway, that is what I've got going on this year. And as you can see, my dogs are playing in the background. They live up in my office. They're always up here. But yeah, anyway. So that's what I'm growing this year. And I'll keep you posted every 2 to 3 weeks. Thank you for watching.